The stock market crash that took place at the beginning of this week is not even the first stock market crash, we'll call it, since Donald Trump took office. We have actually had several. So this has been a trend that has started ever since Donald Trump started enacting his tariff policies or even threatening them, started with the mass firing, started with the mass deportations. This has happened several times in the less than 2 months this guy has been president. So economists and Wall Street bankers are now looking at all of this collectively, right? We can't just look at what happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We can't just look at what happened 2 weeks ago with that crash or a week before with that crash. We have to take it all together as a whole. And that is what investors and, again, economists are doing right now. And what they're saying is, yep, this one guy, this one singular human being, Donald Trump, has officially destroyed the economic recovery that we had during the Biden administration, which they had referred to as the soft landing. Because typically in periods of high inflation, when you also have to raise interest rates to combat inflation, doing that typically leads to a recession. However, the Biden administration was exceptionally smart about it. They did everything correctly. And because of that, we avoided a recession. We had the soft landing from the economy that Trump had previously ruined. Let's not forget that. So Biden leaves office, Trump comes in, starts tearing everything up, putting tariffs in place, taking tariffs away, putting more tariffs in place, taking those away, then doing more, then telling us this past Sunday, maybe we can't avoid a recession. And that's what sent the markets tumbling. But either way, Trump undid everything. And now these same Wall Street investors are saying there is no soft landing anymore. There is a hard landing that is most likely going to lead us into a recession. And the reason they are now willing to say it after the second or third big market crash that we've experienced is not because of the market crash. And I think that's very important for people to understand. We're not, or they're not now predicting a recession because the market did, a couple really bad days. What they're basing their new predictions on, which Goldman Sachs has increased their chances of recession from 30% to 40%. The other one, what was it? Goldman Sachs increased their chances from 15 to 20%. But the reason they're doing that is not because of the market crashing. They're doing it because of the shift in narrative from the Trump administration. That is what is spooking these investors right now. Because here's what's happened. In the last 2 weeks, we have seen Donald Trump, especially with his Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Caroline Leavitt, everybody going out there telling us, nope, economy's great. It's going to be booming. We're going to do awesome. Everything is great and wonderful. Shut up about egg prices, basically. But then over the weekend, when Donald Trump changed his language to say, I don't know if we can avoid a recession. Then Howard Lutnick coming out and saying, hey, listen, yeah, people are going to pay higher prices and they're going to have to just suck it up, basically. And then other members of the administration started echoing that like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of pain, okay? It was that shift in narrative, according to these Wall Street investors and economists, that's what shifted the predictions. Not the stock market crash, but because the people who are causing it are now admitting, you know what, we screwed the pooch and we're going to keep doing it because it's kind of fun. Let me read you this. This is from Michael Strain, who's head of economic policy studies at the right-leaning American Enterprise Institute. And for the record, right-leaning is a bit of a misnomer. It's a right-wing think tank. But anyway, here's what he said. On Friday, I would have said I thought the administration was worried about their policies really slowing down the economy, and they were trying to lay the groundwork for the narrative that they inherited a weakening economy. And then you had Dario Perkins, an economist at Global Data TS Lombard in London, who said, now there's almost a sense that if something goes wrong in the economy, then that's fine. That's making people quite nervous because if you get to the point where you're pushing the economy into a recession, there is no guarantee that that's just going to pass quickly. So you got the right-wing think tank guy who's out there like, I would have thought these people would have been concerned about their economic policies destroying the economy. And then the other economists saying, yeah, they're pretty much admitting that, you know what we're doing is bad and what we're doing is hurting people, but by God, we're going to keep doing it anyway. And as he points out, that's going to cause not a quick recession, not a short recession, but a big one and a long one and a painful one. And if a recession goes on for too long, as we do know, that then becomes officially a depression. So the economists, including the right-wing economists, Trump's lost them. Wall Street, pretty much the backbone of the Republican Party. It is corporate America. He's lost them. He has lost everybody out there that understands money, even those who understand it with a bit of a right-wing tilt. That's a warning sign to me. It's not just the shift in narrative from the Trump administration. Now it's the shift in narrative from the people who fund the Republican Party, from the people who make policy papers for the Republican Party. They're now saying, yeah, we're all screwed. And when those people are willing to finally admit that we are screwed, it's typically a safe assumption that we're more screwed than even they are letting on. Because all the other economists have been saying this for months. All of the other non-right-wing think tanks have been warning about this for months. And these folks are just now coming around with a bit softer language, but the reality is there. The economic destruction caused by Donald Trump is going to push us into a recession. There is no other way to say it. Unless he reverses course now, which he could, but he won't because that's an admission that he was wrong. He could stop it. He single-handedly caused it. He could single-handedly stop it. He is actively making the choice at this point to destroy the economy, and nobody seems to know why he's doing it, including Donald Trump himself. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @FarronBalanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @FarronBalanced across every social media platform that, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.